This is an OPE production supported by subscribers and listeners like you. Thank you. Hey now, welcome to OPE. My name is Brady Gerber, and each week I review one new song that I really love, or I just really want to talk about. You can listen to today's song in the show notes and subscribe to the OPE newsletter to get all my weekly song recommendations sent directly to your inbox, along with exclusive essays and other highlights from the week. Link in the show notes. Let's do it. So my song of the week this week is Better If We Don't by the band Dirty Nice. So some background on the band. This is a UK band, for those who may know. One of the people behind the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared series. Very cult, very beloved video series that I recommend for anyone who wants to get a little weird on YouTube. They've released a lot of music in the past. They have a new album coming out in May. This is the latest single at the time of this recording. And the PR I got, the press release described it as surrealist indie pop, which we'll get into that in a second. But that's sort of a band that thinks it's surrealist indie pop. Though I will shout out the press team because in this press release I got, they do name drop Garth Marenghi as a touchstone. And if you know me, and if you've seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, this is probably the podcast for you. And you probably are my absolute dream listener. So, and that's kind of why I think it's worth talking about this song this week. But yeah, Better If We Don't. I don't know if I actually would say I love this song. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty strong. For fans of Tame Impala, for MGMT, there is kind of a lackadaisy slacker vibe to it. You know, this is very much something that you could walk into any Urban Outfitters or even like an H&M. And this could very easily be on repeat. And I think there is a quality to that. It's very easy to like. In terms of the song itself, I kind of like how this song does something cool where the guitar and the bass seem to switch roles. You know, sometimes bass is kind of doing the perpetual doodling to kind of drive the song along. So do 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 do. And it feels like in this song, the guitar is actually doing that. It's kind of keeping the rhythm going. It's kind of keeping the tempo, and the bass kind of comes in with very pronounced bass riffs, which I kind of like, sort of echoing or counter melodying. That's not a word. I just invented that word with the vocal melody, which I quite like. And, you know, it does the very classic but clever songwriting trick of in the verse, it's one person singing, but then the chorus, the vocals are dubbed and doubled. So that sounds like a group is singing along. You know, it's giving that illusion that you're within a crowd and you're singing along to the chorus. It does a familiar thing pretty well. I do like that. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this song is that we are once again talking about recession pop. You know, the idea that in economic times are pretty tough when things feel bleak for a lot of people at the same time. Pop music tends to get a little bit brighter. There's a little more pep. But essentially, for anyone who's around my age, early 30s, MGMT is probably the best example, where their debut album came out in 2007. And a lot of those songs were playing with the idea of nostalgia and literally time to pretend, literally wanting to pretend that we're young again and life is easy and we don't have these responsibilities. And to release music like that, also lackadaisy in a way, in 2007, which for a lot of people was one of the worst years of their lives with the Great Recession. I'm getting that kind of sentiment with this song. And this is not me saying that Dirty Nice is looking at these tariffs and they're like, oh, sick, now's our time to thrive. I hope not. That'd be kind of weird if they did. But I think recession pop very much is a thing that goes in cycles. And I'm hearing a lot of new bands like Dirty Nice, or at least I'm hearing new songs like Better If We Don't, where it's a little sunnier. For those who live in LA, this is very much a KCRW coded kind of song. And yeah, like I'm torn because it's not a bad song. It's not a great song, but it's just feels like this is kind of the base level quality control kind of pop. So I laugh that the band is kind of calling themselves surrealist indie pop, where this feels pretty safe to me. And I know the surrealism is more in like their social media. They do a lot of quirky videos. The link I put in the show notes to the music video for the song, very cute music video. I think they're doing very well on streaming. I think a couple million streams on some past songs, big on TikTok, whatever. It's a pretty predictable package. But again, this to me just screams and reflects like, yeah, we were probably back in the recession pop cycle. And, you know, I want to believe in bands, and maybe to a younger person, this could be their MGMT. There is a new album out in May. I'm curious how people receive it. But yeah, I at least figured that Better If We Don't is just catchy enough that I wanted to talk about it. So I recommend this song for fans of board shorts. For if you like Tame Impala, but maybe you're not too deep if you're not too deep in their discography, but you like the hits. Again, KCRW, if you're an LA person, if you ever walk into a department store and you're like, oh, I kind of like this music, this is also for you. But overall, I like it. I think it's interesting, and I hope you like it and you find it interesting as well, because Dirty Nice's Better If We Don't is my song of the week. And yeah, that's it. See ya.